hypopenis Disneyland. I have been to Disney World. I have not been to Disneyland, even though it is only about 4 hours away from here. I don't have a car to get there. I went to Disney World by airplane. Who penises do not belong in Disney? Walt Disney has a dong. The Walt Disney that can be seen in black and white imagery here in this world is a Walt Disney with a penis, but he is an outcome of that. He had a Dong-genital in a previous world deceased. Walter Glassberg. Charles Toe brought up a Walter Glassberg landlord he knows from the Jockey Club hotel area, strip casinos area in Las Vegas, on Las Vegas Boulevard. I don't know Walter Glassberg, but I've heard about him from Charles Toe over many years, that he's a landlord of sorts that doesn't really give Charles Toe anything, but that they talk to one another and they have some light socializing without a focal point on food, clothing, and shelter for Charles Toe. If that's what he wants. He's Asian and he's outside homeless in karma, but he dwells here. And if he wants food, clothing, and shelter from somebody who's a feeder, why isn't Walter Glassberg a feeder to Charles Toe? Because they talk on the phone or they see each other outside of maybe somewhere when Charles Toe is out on the city bus because he doesn't have a car either, that I know of. Walter Glassberg doesn't want to be a feeder to Charles Toe. I don't understand that. What kind of a socializing is this? What's it about? If you have mental capacity issues, you can't talk them over back and forth without that you have the property in dispute and an understanding. The Jockey Club is not a property in dispute. Charles Toe has any keys. He doesn't have keys there that I know of. If he does, he doesn't tell me about that. Do we go into Charles Toe's employment history and that I don't know what he does when he's not in the apartment? Do we go into his history of being in the apartment and I don't know what he does to pay the rent in the office? We don't talk about that. I don't know what Charles Toe is doing because he's not myself. I don't have any sort of time for Charles Toe's time. What he wants to do with his mind and his time, that's none of my business. He tells me right to my face that I am none of my own business. It's none of my business what he's doing against myself, and I am none of my business to know anything about my own life, what's going on around me. Otherwise, I suppose I don't have any food, clothing, and shelter, but that's what I think about my God. I think he didn't provide me with anything, like Providence is in the state of Rhode Island and I'm in Nevada. I have been through heavy loitering of Charles Toe to be able to make these videos and post them on YouTube. What is the loitering doing? Well, exhausting the threatening until he's not a fights back problem when I say these words, sentences, paragraphs, like the writing for YouTube. the description of the video, the title of the video, and what I say in the content of the video. And when I post it on YouTube, there's a list of videos at this time. Well, I don't think he is in a fights back mode with me about this is going on with the camera on a cellular phone contract he's letting me use, but I don't have it directly from any cellular phone personal communication device company such as T-Mobile. They won't help me, and any other company. Like what? Verizon, is that still working? Can you hear me now? Metro by T-Mobile. What about AT&T having a cellular phone personal communication device contract? It's true that the world won't help me on my terms, but I don't have any money at this time. As long as I've known Charles Tohoards, I've been exhausted out of any kind of cash handling or anything. Was a kid myself. I was a child. I was a kid, starting from age 3 and onwards. But I don't have that. I am not full grown. Is not true. I am full grown and I can afford myself. I can do banking with myself, but not with the interference from the strangers who say, I'll have what you're having, give me your keys and get out. And I want to know why the bank is helping them if I don't want the bank to be banking against myself in my own residence. Well, I realize I have parents who are doing that, but my house was killing itself. No, I'm not in my house. I don't know what you want me to insure a sex offender with. I can't even insure Charles Tohoards as a sex offender with that I'm in my own house and that I find him to be a home invasion, and that's what he's doing with his time. Charles Tohoards is a home invasion through the front door of an apartment, out of an apartment building in an apartment complex, and there's an office that's charging rent money, extortion out of banking that's exteriorly located to the apartment complex. I don't afford that Charles Tohoards is offending myself that way. He escalated the threatening of the interest in myself in being myself deceased out of the formed world, and he is going to send me out of the world. On my leverage, with my leverage, he's going to make it explode to myself. And I'm not really sure why I'm still alive after 23 years. We're not someone's who's been together for 23 years and we're getting along. We're not getting along. I wish I never met him in my life. I'm not going to settle for anything less. I'm going to say right here, I am Father Time, and I am myself, and I can wait for the creation of myself to be ascended out of this formed world. And I don't have any sort of focus. Ford Focus, the car, I don't have any sort of focus on somebody who's not myself, no matter who you are. I'm not selfish. You are what selfish is. It's when you're selfish, but you don't have a definition of yourself. You don't have a self. I am myself. I have a self. You do selfless, horrific, terrible, terrific crime on myself. Crime lording. I'm the Lord and you want to be a crime lord. Why aren't you being a crime lord on someone who's substantially like yourself so that you have the back and forth you're looking for? You keep telling me that I don't understand that this is a back and forth and I am a constant ask because I don't have anything in alive if not for you. Who is killing who? That is the superior founder killing you, and I'm not in it with him. I have a head on my shoulders. I'm alive in a formed body, and you want me to talk to you about back and forth? That is what happens in heaven. The heavens would move that around. It would move in high-speed trafficking. It would be moving in airplanes. You want a rocket? You want to go on a rocket? That's where your back and forth belongs. That God can put your back and forth mouth inside a rocket and launch it at top speed out of this world. One way, never to see you again. And you want to make that a domestic violence in a one-bedroom apartment for one person, and you want to be a second person up in here. I'm the second person in here. That's homeless.